Yes, indeed. It is Ringside Report MMA tonight on the show. Conor McGregor. Is that it? Is he done? Will he come back? Where's he at? There's a new main event for UFC 303. We'll preview UFC in Saudi Arabia this weekend and the return of Israel Adesanya.
Let's go!
Let's go. Where are we going? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Fred's in the house. What's up, Fred?
What's up?
Fred's celebrating, of course, because his favorite soccer team, Spain, won a game. Fred doesn't care?
I mean, I always say real football is club football, and my team's Real Madrid, but I always like to get you and AJ mad with your national teams that you follow once every 2-3 years. So
2 years.
I was happy.
Every 2 years I watch soccer. Every 2 years.
I was happy to see. I was happy to see Italy go down to Spain today.
What you talking about, Fred Garcia? What you talking about, man? That's not cool. That's not cool, man. Listen, like I told you before the show, we helped Spain win. If it wasn't for Italy to put the goal in, it would have been 0-0, dude. 0-0, as they say in England. 0-0. Listen, it was a good game. It was a tight game. But I have a feeling we're gonna repeat. If Italy is able to get into the qualifications, we might see Spain again. Spain, Italy, number 2.
Well, it's
Not
fun
the shit.
to have Garcia
Number
and
2.
D'Alessio, on the show together when Italy played Spain in the Euro Cup of soccer today, and Italy
But I didn't call
lost.
Freddie.
AJ. I always like seeing
Usually
Italy lose.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. But too bad we won the last Euro, David, Simon.
Did you?
France didn't win. Yeah, let me remind you.
Yes.
Thank you, Freddie. Thank you, Freddie. C'est pas
World
les
Cup
bleus,
is more
asti.
important. World Cup is more important. Everybody knows.
Well, yeah, you got a point there. But no, but Euro is just as good, man.
Yeah, well, Argentina won the last World Cup, and
Yeah, but France made the finals.
And right now, I think we should be calling our show the watch along because I'm watching Canada against Argentina at the same time, opening of Copa America.
That's going to be an amazing game, man. I'm missing it. You just keep us informed, Fred. Let me know how, Davies is doing, man.
Canada seems to start well.
I mean, you would imagine they're screwed, right?
No, not really.
Nah. We got a good team, man.
Yeah, man. We actually, Canada has a good team, Dave, which are going to be in the next World Cup.
Okay. Well, as you know, I don't really watch soccer. I don't really care all that much about soccer. I like France soccer. I want to see France do well.
Yeah,
and they're playing tomorrow.
Yeah. Just
they
tell
won
me
their
when you
first
see a
game.
French player.
They beat Austria in their first game, and tomorrow they play the Netherlands, which is probably going to be the toughest game of the group. Should be good.
Damn right it is.
Yeah. Indeed. We've got MMA to talk about here tonight. Conor McGregor officially out of UFC 303. We told you he was going to be last week, right? We were talking about it on the show last week, and exactly what we said was going to happen happened. Conor officially was out of the fight, and they replaced it with Jiří Procházka versus Alex Pereira, the rematch for the main event. This is what they do with Alex Pereira. They need a main event. They wave that Pereira signal, and he shows up, and all of a sudden, we got a main event. He did it for UFC 300. Everybody thought, oh, there's nothing here. We got nothing. What are we going to do? Let's put Pereira in the main event, and that worked. I'm pretty sure he did it for UFC 295. Wasn't that supposed to be John Jones and Stipe Miocic? And instead, they did Pereira versus Procházka back in November of last year. This is like the third time Pereira takes a fight on a card that wasn't originally his. Third time in a row. That's how the UFC promotes this guy. They're just like, well, we're screwed. We need a star to save us. Let's get the light heavyweight champion of the world, Alex Pereira. And he shows up.
Yeah, that
He's
says a
used
lot
to
about
it.
him, man.
That's why people love it, man. The guy's a warrior.
Yep.
Like a lot of guys, they want to become stars and all that. But the way you become a star is by being active and beating people up. And that's what Alex Pereira does. So honestly, I'm always happy to see Pereira fight. I feel, though, that the Yuri fight, we saw it recently. I think it's going to go the same way. But, hey, it's a good fight, man. I'm happy. Like I said, I'm a big Pereira fan. I'm always happy to see him fight. So I'm down for that.
It was 7 months ago. They fought
Jesus.
7 months ago. What's
Seems
the difference?
like yesterday, man.
Like, it's cool. I like them both. You know that it's probably going to end with a knockout because neither guy took, like, a big fight camp for this. Neither guy's going to be coming in with an easy weight cut, you would imagine, right? Like, it's going to be tough. They're going to be depleted come fight night. They're going to throw heavy leather, and somebody's going to go to sleep. And, you know, Pereira showed in the last fight that he's just way more technical, way sharper, and he made Yuri's kind of wild, reckless style look really bad because his defense was so good that Yuri just looked like a guy throwing wild shots that couldn't really connect, and Pereira was just throwing conventional stuff, clean technique that was just hitting from every angle. So I don't see a big difference 7 months removed. I mean, what have we seen since? We saw Pereira fight again. We saw Yuri fight again. He fought Alexander Rakic at UFC 300. He looked very good. Pereira looked very good, knocking out Jamal Hill with the quickness on the same night back in April. 2 months later, they're back at it fighting. And, you know, they fought each other 7 months ago, and it seemed pretty clear cut who was the better fighter. And that's really my only issue with it. Like, okay, it's a cool fight. It was a cool fight the first time, but what do we expect to happen here? Outside of one of those wild style shots landing for Yuri, do you give Yuri much of a shot at all? Because I don't. I see you, Fred. You're not giving Yuri a shot. You know, like, AJ, even you. Can you give Yuri Prohaska a shot in this fight? Like, I don't see it, man.
Look,
I don't see it. I
everybody
think I picked him to win the first time, but after seeing it go down in that fight, I can't pick him again this one.
Look, man, anything's possible, right? It's like he's a very talented fighter. He fought really well in his last fight. Anything could happen because of the short amount of time.
Of course,
but
anything
if I
can
had to put my
happen.
money down, yeah. But I mean, you know, he's no chump change. This is going to be a tough fight for Pereira. He has to be prepared for it. But I mean, it's going to be tough for Yuri. But it's going to be an exciting fight that everybody wants to see again, because I think Yuri in his last fight with Pereira, he thought like, oh, maybe he made a few mistakes, but he could have won that fight. Everybody thinks he could have won that fight in some sense, but he didn't. It's going to be tough, man, but it's going to be a fight everybody wants to see, including us three.
I mean, we're going to watch it, but I can't tell you that I'm pumped for it.
Really?
You know? No. I was more
I'm
pumped
kinda
for
pumped.
Connor and Chandler. I'll tell you that much. I was
Well,
way more pumped
for
for
sure.
that. Even
I
though
mean, it's 'cause
this
it's
is
the
a higher
lightweight.
level fight, I think. As far as, like, who's the best in the world in their respective weight classes, whatever, Pereira's a world champion. Like, it doesn't get much higher level than Pereira, but I just go, this isn't really the fight I wanted to see Pereira have right now. I think this is kind of a rough spot for Yuri, because if he takes it and loses again in the same fashion, like, good luck climbing the ranks and getting another one. I don't know. I don't love it, and I don't, like, okay, if Yuri wins, then cool. Then we can do a trilogy, and then you got something there, and, you know, there's some meat to the bone, but I don't see it, and I can't say as a fight fan that this is a fight where I'm pumped. Like, I can't wait. I don't know what's going to happen. Can you believe this type of thing? You know, it's one of those where I go, yeah, I mean, I'll watch it, but I'm watching it because the two fighters are great, and it'll be a fun fight, but I can't see it going any other way than Alex Pereira's, and I'm not very excited to see it. Like, it's not, because to me, I want to see a fight where I'm questioning the outcome. I go, ooh, who's going to win? You know? Like,
Well,
I'll give you an example. Adesanya and Dricus just got announced, right? UFC 305, August
Nice.
18th, Perth, Australia. Okay? Adesanya, Israel Adesanya coming back. The return to fight the new champion, Dricus. Israel lost it to Strickland. Strickland then lost it to Dricus. Here comes Dricus. Israel and Dricus were supposed to fight, but Dricus pulled out, right? And then Strickland came in, and the rest is, Sean Strickland UFC history, baby. But Dricus is the man right now, and him and Adesanya don't like each other. There's beef, right? Which I don't even need to see. To me, it's not about the beef. To me, it's about who's gonna win. This is a fight we have not seen before, and I don't really know where the skill sets are as far as who's gonna have the advantage. Israel, technically, striking-wise, he's cleaner, but Dricus, man, he's just awkward, and he makes it work for him, and he's got a hell of a chin, and, that's a fight that I'm pumped for. I'm way more pumped for UFC 305, Dricus versus Adesanya, than I am for Pereira versus Yuri. Like 10 times more pumped. Pereira versus Yuri, if I missed it, I'd be like, whatever, I'll catch a replay. I couldn't miss Adesanya and Dricus. That fight is going to be bananas. Just to put it in perspective.
I kind of agree. But with that said, I don't want to miss any Pereira fight, man. This guy is box office. He's always putting highlights. As far as I'm concerned, like Pereira by himself is worth the price. But I completely understand what you're saying. But also I'm looking, though, at the rankings. And, I mean, the only other fight at light heavyweight maybe they could have done that would have caught my attention is against Ankalaev.
Yes.
Because I look at who's in the top 5 over there, and there's not a lot of options. I feel Pereira has beaten some of these guys already. So, like, if Ankalaev would have been available, that's the fight I would have went with. But I don't have too much a problem. Like, Yuri is, like, #1 contender right now, so give it to him.
Ankalaev might not be able to enter the United States.
Why? Political reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. Same reasons why Khamzat Chimaev only takes fights in, Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, those types of places, because I don't think he can get into the United States either. Kadyrov affiliations. Because he's affiliated with Ramzan Kadyrov. He's on the payroll.
Interesting.
He's the Chechen warlord there. You know that guy, Ramzan. And there's talk. I'm not sure if it's official, but there's talk that like some of these guys are gonna have trouble entering the U.S. It's possible. I don't know why Ankalaev didn't get the call, because to me Ankalaev is the guy. I don't know what we're waiting for. Why isn't Ankalaev getting this shot? I saw a thing where Daniel Cormier was talking to Islam Makhachev, and he was like, Alex Pereira, he's so good, he's so strong, he learned so fast. If he just trained wrestling for 2 years, he'd be an Olympic champion. And Islam's like, come on. And DC's like, I'm telling you. And Islam's like, this guy, you think he would be Olympic champion? He's like, I've never seen him fight a wrestler in the UFC. And then I went, oh, fuck. And then Islam goes, put Ankalaev in there. You smash him. Put Ankalaev. You take him down. I was like, oh, Islam talking shit for his boys. And I love that, too, because he's like, whatever. This guy is nothing. Dagestan over everything. And I was like, oh, Islam. I love it so much. Islam talks mad shit. I fucking love Islam. Oh, man. He's that dude. He really is, man. He's so cool. Johnny Walker is the last guy that Magomed beat. He beat the shit out of him, finished him in under 2 rounds, knocked him out back in January, and we haven't seen him since. And he doesn't have another fight. Oh, he's fighting Anthony No, he fought Anthony Smith. I don't know, man. I don't know why they don't have another fight for Magomed, but, like, to me, this is the guy. He's 18-1-1. Like,
it's weird.
Come
sure,
on, man. I don't know
mean,
why we're waiting around. Like, what's the deal here? Maybe he wasn't available. Maybe he didn't want to take the fight on short notice. Maybe he's not allowed to enter the United States. I don't know what the deal is, but it's clear to me that Magomed Ankalaev is a threat. He's a threat for Yuri. He's a threat for Pereira. And for some reason, they're not letting him in on the party. Let him
it's weird
in.
because
He's knocking at the
backup-
fucking door. Let him in. This is a guy I've been calling as the next world champion for how many years now? Like, okay, he had that fight with Jan Blachowicz. That he won for the vacant light heavyweight title. They called it a draw, which it wasn't. He won. And then ever since then, the UFC's like, fuck this guy.
something happened at that fight. I don't know what. Something went down. But I'm going to tell you, man, when you, like, no offense, but when you look at who's fighting with Pereira and Yuri, I mean, the backup is Anthony Smith. So think about that, man.
What?
Yeah. So, well, that's what I heard. Like, backup is Anthony Smith. That
Holy
happens, man.
shit.
Look, and I like Anthony Smith, great
Oh, I
fighter,
know
man.
why.
You know, I like his career. Why? I mean, would that be a pay-per-view hit? Come on, man.
Because he's fighting on that card. He's the backup just in case. Because he steps in on short notice to fight Carlos Ulberg at UFC 303, Anthony Smith,
Right.
because he's replacing Jamal Hill, who got hurt. It's supposed to be Jamal
Right.
Hill. What was that fight initially? It was Jamal Hill versus not even Carlos Ulberg, right? Khalil Roundtree, right?
Was it? Let me just check.
Yeah, but then Khalil tested positive for a banned substance and self-reported, so he had to pull out of the fight.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they
that's
suspended
right.
him for like a few months. And then Carlos Ulberg stepped in to fight Jamal Hill, but then Jamal Hill got hurt. So now it's Carlos Ulberg versus Anthony Smith. And I guess because Anthony Smith is being a good soldier for the UFC, they're like, if something happens in the title fight, you'll get the fight in the main event, which would suck. No one wants to see Anthony Smith versus Yuri Prochazka in the main event of UFC 303. We went from Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler to potentially Yuri Prochazka and Anthony Smith. Imagine if it's fucking Yuri and Alex, they can't even make it. It's Anthony Smith versus Carlos Ulberg in the main event of UFC 303. Dude, I will fucking cancel the watch along if that happens. I swear to God.
I mean, it's a
Ridiculous.
possibility, Dave. Think about it.
I'm
It's a
canceling the
possibility.
pay-per-view. I'm canceling. I'm calling Dana. I'm like, listen, Uncle Dana, I love you. I'm your favorite guy. You're my favorite, you know. Number one fan. But cancel this fucking pay-per-view. It's gotten out of hand.
So where's Connor?
Uncle Chael says he's in rehab.
Oh, no, he's
I
not
believe what
saying
Uncle
he's in
Chael
rehab.
says.
He's not saying he's
Well,
in
sort
rehab,
of.
but he's kind of saying he's in rehab, isn't he?
Yeah, kind of. He's
That's
being
what I
proper about it.
understood.
Chael's like,
He's being proper.
if two guys promote, here's my Chael Sonnen impression. If two guys promoting liquor, what was he saying? And one of them has to go to rehab, that's not a good look. I was like, yeah, no shit, Chael. What are you talking about?
It ain't proper.
He's like, it's not proper. If you have a proper drink and you have to go to rehab, that's not good for business. It's like, oh, yeah. That's not a bad Chael impression. Like, it's not bad.
Not too bad, man. You started off pretty good there, man.
Yeah, I had it.
You just need the sunglasses. If you had the sunglasses, it'd make it more real. But
I
you're right,
won
man.
3 rounds. Anderson Silva, fucking, he did not win 3 rounds. He lost 4 out of 5. That fucking guy. I saw
Well,
that
I think he
boxing
lost-
match last week. He didn't win the first 3 rounds. He's talking out of his ass.
Bro, he didn't win
It was
any
an
round.
exhibition.
No offense to Chael.
It was an exhibition. There was no winner. They called it a draw. Anderson himself said he was taking it easy because there was a rule that you couldn't do knockouts in the fight. So it wasn't really a fight. Anderson
It was
was
a
all
sparring
nice and
practice.
smiles and hugs after the fight. And Chael's on like a cell phone camera. I won 3 rounds. I won the first 3 rounds. I won. It's like,
No,
shut up,
man.
dude.
Come on,
You won the
Chael.
first round and you lost the next 4.
You think the
That's
first
not
round
true.
went to
Chael's
Chael?
never lost
No.
a round.
Yeah. I love Chael, man. He's my favorite, but I don't think he won any round in that fight.
I think he won the
Sorry
first
to
one.
say.
I'll give him the first one.
Nah, come on. Are you joking? Look, that was a friendly sparring match, and that was about it. But if anybody was like out jabbing the other. It was Anderson Silva.
Fucking,
It was
but Chael is
a
saying
nice.
the rumors are like Conor's not injured. Maybe he's in some sort of rehab, getting substance abuse dealt
Possible,
with because
dude.
he's got cocaine or alcohol problems. Like, who knows, man? Who knows? It's possible.
Listen, man. You know
Connor
when
says
Chael
he's
says
hurt.
stuff, which is a possibility. He might be hurt from like falling because he was coked out or completely like boozed out. You never know. He might be saying the half truth. But what Chael Sonnen says, every time Chael Sonnen says something, I listen because that guy, man,
You shouldn't.
you know, I do. I like Chael,
I
man.
mean, he
I love
has
his show.
insides.
Yeah,
He
but
does
I
have
mean,
a lot of insides.
he's exaggerated too, though.
Well, maybe not. How? Like he might.
Dude, Chael Sonnen,
he-
come on, man. Like,
I love Chael.
I
man.
like him.
He might.
He does have insights. He is smart when it comes to the fight world, but
Oh yeah.
come on, man. He says some stuff where you go, like, I won the first 3 rounds. Like, he says some shit like that where you go, all right, buddy. What
Yeah,
are you
Chael
talking-
likes
yeah,
to
but-
put like gas on. Come
Yeah,
on.
exactly. That's Chael, the salesman trying to sell his own
No, but
value,
he
you
does
know?
it too with hot
He's the
takes.
bad guy.
He'll have hot takes on MMA, and you'll go, Chael, you don't really believe that. It's ridiculous. You know he doesn't
But
believe
he's-
some of the shit he says.
Look, he's spewing a lot of like hot oil. But the thing is that what he says, there might be truth in it, and I really believe it more and more. I mean, I kind of looked at Conor when he was on the that kind of gurney tabletop in the hospital. He looked like he was in really good shape. But when I saw like Conor's like Father's Day picture, man, he didn't look so good. He looked like somebody that just sort of looked really dehydrated. I don't know if you saw that picture, but it kind of made me think that Chael might have a point. And you know what? And like Chael said, he kind of like retracted on what he said originally with Cormier. But he says, listen, if the guy is in rehab and the guy is going through some kind of treatment program, I support him 1,000%. Like that's a proper thing to do, pardon the pun. But the thing is that if he is,
That's the proper 12 thing to do.
he's in a proper facility. But the thing is that's right. If Conor is in some kind of rehab treatment, man, we want to wish him the best, But there's a lot of things going on, from his dad getting having like health issues, to possibly there's some reason for him to pull away from a fight. Conor's never pulled away from any fight in his whole career. He's always been there to fight. Never pulled away once. This is the proper first.
Yeah,
And it must
who
be
knows
something.
what's going on for real, but the fact that Chael came out and was kind of hinting at Conor being in rehab, and there's other rumors I'm seeing in the chat. We had a man on Rumble, Topher1010. He says, conspiracy theory is Conor can't pass a piss test for coke and doesn't want to kill his billion-dollar brand by failing for non-performance enhancing drugs.
It could be true. That's a good point there. It could
I don't
be
think
very well true.
they don't test for coke.
You sure, man?
Yep.
Not
Didn't
out
John
of
Jones get that?
competition.
Not out of
They
competition.
they would probably test the day of and things like that, but cocaine only stays in your blood 2-3 days. With that said, maybe Conor can't get off the coke for 2-3 days.
That's possible too.
That's
if
a
you are
point.
truly
That's a point.
addicted. Yeah.
But what about
He's
John
in
Jones
love
when he
with
had
the
like cocaine in
cocoa.
his?
Huh?
It was after.
Oh,
Was it after the fight that they tested Jones? What happened?
When was that? It was like John Jones could have sued them, right? Because they tested, but it was like maybe out of competition, and he turned up positive, but the result wasn't supposed to be public, and it went public, and he was. What was that when John Jones tested positive for cocaine?
don't really remember.
There was a time when he
Wasn't
tested
it with the-
positive.
Wasn't it with the Cormier fight? It was after the Cormier fight.
John Jones test positive for cocaine back in 2015. My God, that was a long time ago. Jones tested positive for cocaine. Traces of cocaine before his 8th title defense in Las Vegas. Wow. And then he went to rehab, apparently.
It was the picogram. Remember that?
What
It
fight
was
was
a little
that?
pico.
January 2015 for John
Cormier.
Jones.
That wasn't
Was
that
it
the Cormier?
The first one? That's crazy. He beat one of the best ever with Coke still in the system. Yeah, that's the first time he beat Daniel Cormier, January 2015. Holy shit. That's a man right there. Yeah, that's when he tested positive for cocaine. So that was in competition. That's why we found out, because he had traces of cocaine in competition, but it was like fine, I guess.
Crazy, man. Just goes to show
It
you.
was like a month before the urine sample was collected, a month before the fight.
And then wasn't there some issue with the Vito Belfort fight as well? I mean,
Maybe.
there was a little like speckle of pico in his like grams.
No, I don't think so. Nothing with there. No, not that one.
I don't know, man.
Man, you want to create issues where there aren't any, AJ? Shut the fuck up. Stop hating on John Jones again. Fucking
Listen,
guy.
man, I'm just saying it
Look,
as it is, man. Don't
I'm
get mad
telling
at me.
you,
Like Chael Sonnen
he
says, you
did
gotta
test
say it.
positive for cocaine. There was cocaine in his system. He was doing coke probably like a month or two out from, probably less than a month out from his Daniel Cormier fight, where he beat Daniel Cormier.
Doing
Like I
coke
say,
and hookers.
cocaine only stays in your system for a couple of days. It goes out very quick. So he was doing it very close to the fight.
Or maybe like the night before
Holy
the fight or
shit.
during the fight. Who knows?
I mean,
man?
he said that. He admitted to that. The second time
you
he
sure
fought
he
Cormier,
admitted
he
to
was
it?
like, I was coking out before da. You know? Yeah, Johnny, you did cause an incident. Fucking Johnny North. Caught me in a trap. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Oh,
Canada
What?
almost scored.
what was that?
Almost. It was close.
Canada, man. Don't knock Canada out. And how's the U.S. doing, by the way?
I don't know. They're not playing tonight.
There's Antoinette. What's up, Antoinette? Angelo Contagonis
Antoinette!
in the chat as well. CSL Lorne. Shout out to all the members over at join.ringsidereport.net, membership.ringsidereport.net as well. Good evening, Antoinette.
What's up, Antoinette?
Yeah.
She invited me to TO.
Huh?
The great
What do you say?
Antoinette, man. She invited me to go down to TO.
Okay.
To the 6, man. Maybe
Yeah.
we could go visit Drake.
Yeah. I was like,
But I'll be packing, man. If I go see Drake, I'm packing.
I wouldn't go see Drake. Are you kidding?
With John Jones? Maybe.
Certified lover boy, certified pedophile. Fuck that guy. OV ho. It's over. What are you talking about? You didn't see the concert last night, man? What are you doing? You guys are not on the same shit I'm on. You didn't see Kendrick and Friends last night on fucking Amazon Prime? That shit was historic. No idea. You guys have no idea. Fred, I'm disappointed in you, man. You're supposed to be like, more down with the program.
Nope.
What happened? What happened, Fred?
Oh.
You got old, Fred.
Don't care.
You used to be more down with the program. You used to be more aware of this kind of shit. You're less aware now, Fred. I've known you for a long time now. Now I know, like, Fred's just, like, become an older man. Now he's just, like, not interested in pop culture. He used to be more interested. You came to see Kendrick Lamar. You saw him.
Yeah, I didn't really like it though. I'm not big on Kendrick.
But I'm saying you
Freddie,
would never go see him now. Like, today you would never
Just
do
come
that.
with me, man.
Nope.
Like, we
I
went to
need a
see
partner.
Drake together, Me and Fred went to see Drake. It was a great time. We partied. We had a great time. But, like, we would never do that now. We're older now. I don't even think I would do that now. You know what I mean? We used to be cooler,
I'm
Fred.
saying,
What
man.
happened to us? I'm trying to hang on, but I'm failing.
Freddie, just come with me to the concert. I'm trying to find a partner to go see Billy Idol, man. Just come with me, man.
No.
What? Billy Idol, man.
No. Man,
I knew Dave wouldn't.
Kendrick Lamar did a
Jesus.
fantastic concert last night in Los Angeles. It was very big. Very big. Did anybody see it? I mean, I can't be the only one. I know people who were seeing it. Dr. Dre was there. I mean, everybody was there. LeBron James was there. Everybody.
Was Vanilla Ice there?
I don't think so. He wasn't welcome, really. They're not looking for Vanilla Ice. More like, YG, Schoolboy Q, people like that. Tyler, the Creator. Fred,
Who
you
the
don't know
hell
who
is
Tyler,
that?
the Creator is?
I have no clue. The last three guys you said who they are.
Schoolboy
Jesus,
Q,
man. Freddie's kinda
YG,
like me now.
Tyler, the Creator. You never heard of any of those guys. Antoinette saw it. See, Antoinette knows what the fuck is going on. Antoinette.
Antoinette is in the know-how, man.
She saw it. Yeah, Antoinette is cool, Of course she saw
But
it.
I'm sure Antoinette would like Billy Idol as well.
Wop, 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 wop. Dot fuck him up. Fucking tremendous, man. It was so
Wow,
good.
went in.
He played fucking They Not Like Us like 6 times in a row. The crowd was going nuts. Just destroying Drake over and over again. It was a celebration of the
What?
destruction of the man Drake. It's over for him.
Jeez.
It's fucking over, man. He fucking ended his career. It's hilarious. This is the biggest rapper in the world, and I think he's done. I can't imagine a comeback at this point. I know he's
Really?
looking
That's
for
terrible,
revenge,
man.
but I don't know. It's not terrible,
Damn.
man. That's rap. That's what happens. Sometimes you gotta
Man.
step out and show them.
That's why I like my
And
kind of
that's-
music,
and,
man.
And that's why I don't care about rap no more.
See Antoinette, she's like, "Yep, bye Drake. It's over." It's always been
If
like that,
Antoinette-
Fred.
Man,
It's
if Antoinette
always
is
been
like
like
dissing
that.
Drake, I'm shocked.
KRS-One ended fucking Marley Marl. He ended that shit. He was like, "Yeah, okay." The bridge is over. The
Man,
bridge
what
is
a
over. That was
tou-
in the 80s,
what a
man.
tough week,
you,
man.
You
You have,
ended
like-
people ended rap careers with battles like ever since, the original times.
Listen, it's been a tough week. I saw Justin Timberlake gets arrested. Drake is getting dissed. Don't go after Vanilla Ice, man. That's all I'm saying. Leave the ice alone. Don't let him melt.
I mean, KRS-One like demolished. MC Shan, Marley Marl just smoked him in 1987. The battles have
What?
been happening in hip hop. People have been destroying people in their careers since the 80s. So this is nothing new, This is hip hop. It's a sport. It's a sport, and it's the best, man. I loved it. Antoinette dropping a membership, gifted 1 membership to Kimba.
Oh, yeah. Kimba Slice.
Kimba.
Way to go, Antoinette.
Antoinette says, "Yep, bye, Drake." Like it's,
Sad. You know what? I don't know if
it's not sad.
Look,
It's time. Time
You don't
comes,
think so?
man. Not
it's our
everybody
only
lasts
Canadian
forever.
like guy, man. Who's a bigger
Ask
rapper
Diddy.
than Drake?
Ask Diddy, exactly.
Diddy.
She's like, ask Diddy, ask R. Kelly, ask everybody, man. Those guys, comes a time when you gotta say it's enough.
Man, who do you got left, man, in Canada singers? You got Drake?
You got The Weeknd.
Celine Dion?
We
Come
could
on,
go with
man.
The Weeknd.
The Weeknd is Canadian?
Yeah,
I'll go with Bryan Adams over him. Those guys.
I'll go with The Weeknd. The Weeknd's pretty good. Fred, you like The Weeknd?
Wow, Freddie,
No?
man. Today I'm like, Freddie's on my corner, man.
What, you like Bruno Mars
Jesus.
more than The Weeknd? I disagree with that, Fred. What?
Of course.
What? No
Not,
way,
not
man.
even close.
I'll go with Weeknd over Bruno Mars all day. I like The Weeknd. I'm not like a big fan, but like I hear his shit, I'm like, yeah. It's like the theme song to WrestleMania. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Give me that. It's good. It's good. He seems like a weird guy, but music is all right for that type of R&B type shit. It's good.
Dave, I'm gonna introduce you to some good music, man. You're gonna come with
No,
me
you're
to
not.
Billy. I'm telling you, I'm getting the ticket and you're coming with me. It's
I'm
part of
not
the
going to
Ringside,
see
like,
Billy Idol, bro.
team, part of the Ringside team building.
I'll tell you what. You take me
You
to
wanna
Billy
go?
Idol, and I'll take you to something.
For real? Okay, it's a deal,
Yeah.
man. Freddie, did you hear that? Me and Dave at Billy Idol. It's gonna be crazy.
We'll do a cultural exchange, okay? You
Okay.
take me to Billy Idol, and I'll take you to something. Something,
Yeah, but don't take me to that weird shit, dude. Like I don't
It's
want to
going to
like.
be weird. It's gonna be
Like fucking, what's her name? That girl there. That's like, I was.
You've
picking
never
her
been
nose
to
on
like a real
stage.
hip hop show. I'm gonna take you to like
What the
something
hell is
real
that?
hip hop. We'll go see the
Freddie, who
Wu-Tang
is it?
Clan or something. You know?
Who's that blonde girl that's very popular there? She was dating some guy, like football player's brother or something. What the hell is her name?
Taylor Swift.
Picks her nose all the time. Yeah, yeah. Don't take me to that shit, man.
I wouldn't take you to see Taylor Swift. First of all, I don't think I could afford 2 tickets to see Taylor Swift. Second of all, no, I don't like that music. I don't like her.
Okay,
I don't like
thank
her.
God.
Like, I don't like her. Like,
I mean, she's
find
good
her,
looking.
There's something I don't like her. I don't like anything about her. There's something about Taylor Swift that I really repulses me. I find her
Really?
really offensive. I dislike
mean-
her like in a visceral way. I fucking
Wow.
ugh.
It's pretty
She's
deep,
gross
dude.
to me. She turns me off.
Jesus.
Sickens me.
Eesh.
I really don't like her. There's something about her.
Wow.
It's just like there's something off there. I don't trust it. Something's going on.
Jesus.
Something's
Don't
going
hold back, Dave. This is a
I don't
Dr.
like her
Phil
at all.
moment.
I'm telling you.
Wow. I was
I've
gonna
got
say
a
like
good
I wouldn't like.
I got a good radar for this kind of shit. There's something fucking bad about her. I don't like her at all. I
Wow.
really don't like Taylor Swift.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's almost like demonic forces here. Listen, man. Like if she was in my room, man, I'd be like, AJ'd be like, Enrico Suave, man. I wouldn't
well,
say no.
Good luck to you. I don't think she's looking for you, bro.
I'm just, well,
It's not. I'm
You
sorry.
never know.
But no disrespect, but
if I wear
mean,
my high karate, but trust me, there's no stopping there, man.
I don't even know. Antoinette, there you go. Antoinette agrees. She's like, something's wrong with her. I'm like, yeah, something.
Even
there-
Antoinette, damn.
rubs me the wrong way. A lot of things, Ever since Kanye took that award from her, I was like, yeah,
could rub
fuck
all right.
off, Taylor Swift. I don't like you at all. Get the fuck out of here. Beyonce made the greatest video of all time. You don't deserve shit. Get off the stage, Taylor Swift. Fucking Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but she's so popular, dude.
Yeah, but I don't like her. I never
Like,
have.
everybody
I'm
listens to her.
shocked that she's become this popular. The first time I saw her, I was like, what is this? Who wants to see this? And then apparently a lot of people.
Shake it off, Dave.
Cool. So UFC on ABC coming up this weekend.
With a little KFC.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Khamzat versus Whitaker, but Khamzat sucks. He scared the fight. He's going to get
Whoa.
smashed. So he doesn't.
But
he's
maybe,
pulled out.
like you said, maybe there's a. Oh no, it's in Saudi Arabia, so he
It's
should
in
be
Saudi
good.
Arabia. He's got no excuse. You know what they said he
You're
had?
right.
Food poisoning.
That's staff. They're
2
just
weeks
using another
ago.
word for staff.
2 weeks ago, food poisoning? Fuck out of here. You're not coming up to the fight. You got food poisoning 2-3 weeks ago? What is that? They're like, oh, he's deathly ill. He's in the hospital, da-da-da.
What do you
And
eat,
then
a
his
hot dog?
manager's like, he's got food poisoning. I'm like, what?
Really? Is that what they said?
That's what they said.
Whatever he ate, make sure you don't order it. That's
I'm
all I can
telling
say.
you,
Is what
man.
the hell did he eat?
People were saying Khamzat might retire. His manager's saying it's not true. We're seeing it on our ticker right now. And I'm like, I don't know what to believe. This guy, man, he might be the biggest what if in the history of the UFC. Him, that other guy from Dagestan, what's his name? The 145er?
Zabit the rabbit.
Zabit
it
the
Zabit?
Rabbit, Zabit Magomed Sharipov, and Brandon Vera if shit hadn't gone wrong. Biggest what ifs.
Sad, eh?
You like that Brandon Vera? What happened to Brandon Vera? Didn't he get like real hurt? He was like looking like the. Remember?
I think he just sucked.
Did he suck?
What?
I think so. Like he was more like all talk, and he never really, I don't think, was really as good as he wanted
Brandon, the
to
truth.
make.
When he beat Frank Mir, it was like, oh shit, right? And then he lost to Tim Sylvia, and it just didn't pan out. Brandon Vera, but didn't he get hurt? Like, wasn't there some sort of
Maybe.
after he beat Frank Mir, something happened? Trying to.
Yeah, he had some kind of internal injury or something like that, from what I recall.
He was like, I'm gonna be the first 2 division champion back then. And
Yeah.
he didn't win no championship. So
Yeah. Big what if. That's UFC history for you guys. back at Brandon Vera days, 2006, UFC 65 when he beat Frank Mir. The good old days, the classic times.
Frank Mir, number
The
one.
simpler times in the UFC when people didn't really watch the fights. Okay. We have fights this weekend. Hey, by the way, I haven't mentioned.
What?
I'm really the opposite of AJ because AJ would be plastering this the
What?
whole show. My parlay cashed
What?
in last week.
Shit, it's true, man.
Yeah,
How did mine go?
lost. Because you picked somebody wrong. I don't know. You picked a bunch
Because
of wrong
I was
fights,
pretty good. I
as you
was
usually
looking
do.
and I was like, I think I might have cashed in, but
Let me see. I have your
I
parlay
think it was that
here on
one
my
fight.
phone. Let's see.
well,
Did
congratulations,
AJ's
Dave. You
parlay
made some
cash?
money for our.
Yeah, my parlay
for-
was pretty
for the
good too
network.
because I picked a big underdog. Hang on. You had Tyra, Kawamba, Andrade, and Van. Tyra won.
Mhm.
Andrade lost. Kawamba lost. And Van didn't fight.
Yeah.
He didn't
What
fight? What
happened?
happened? No? Do you know why he didn't fight? Joshua Van? You picked him. And then
Yeah, you know what? No,
his,
you know
his
what?
fight
I've
didn't
been-
happen? I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it was a tough week last week. I was like behind everything.
Oh, because Ulanbekov, who was Van's opponent, came in 3.5 pounds overweight, and they just decided to cancel the fight altogether. Wow. Okay, so you had
Just
2
fight,
losses
man.
and 1 win on your 4-fight parlay, and then 1 fight that just didn't happen. So your parlay lost, AJ. Fred, you had a
Sucked.
1-fight parlay. I remember specifically because you're like Perez. I'm just going with Perez, and Perez lost to Tyra. So your parlay lost. I picked Tyra on my parlay, which he was the favorite, but I'm proud of the underdog pick that I had because I picked Weston Wilson, who I picked only because he was from America. Okay? And and Americans have a lot of competition for MMA training. There's a lot of fighters there. There's a lot of high-level fighters in America. So the level is higher. The guy who was fighting, Jeka Saragi, was from Indonesia, fighting out of Indonesia. And not too many UFC fighters fighting out of Indonesia. I didn't think that he had a huge... I didn't think he was going to win. And he was a big favorite. And Weston Wilson was a big underdog. And I was like, let's go with Weston Wilson. Let's put some money on him. Let's throw him on the parlay. And he won with an arm triangle in under 2 minutes, 149 of the first round. So Weston
Listen,
Wilson, America, beats the Indonesian,
he did
which, sometimes you can just pick fights based on shit like that, and you get lucky. So the Team Dave
Listen,
parlay came through last week, a 2-fight parlay, giving you a big underdog in Weston Wilson. He was like plus 260, something like that. It was in the 200s, so that was a good cash. It was like $20 to get you 140, 120, in that range.
Yeah, it was
like
a good payout.
It was a good payout with Weston Wilson and Tatsuro Taira, and they both won. So finally, I hit a parlay, and stupid me, I forgot to bet on it. So there you go. Hopefully somebody did, or just went
But I'm
out
gonna
into
tell
the
you something,
universe
Dave.
and nothing happened. I don't know.
Listen,
What?
the fight that impressed me the most was the Tatsuro Taira, man. That guy was unbelievable. Mean. When I say mean, I don't know if you saw the way he ended up winning the fight, but he executed a move, okay, where most people would have went with, like, he took the back and he was going to go with the RNC from behind, but he didn't. What he did is this move where I don't even know what the name of what it's called, but I know the execution of this move. And it's a really, really dangerous move because when you execute it and you take the person's back, you kind of get into their kneecap and you sort of pull yourself back on an angle. So what that does is that it collapses the guy's leg, but by doing that, it breaks the kneecap. It's a nasty move. That means that anybody that's attempting that knows exactly what's going to happen. You're going to win the fight because you're going to break the guy's leg. And, you know, I haven't seen many UFC fighters that were mean. But this Tatsuro, man, for him to execute this like move, and you could see it on a replay, it's insane. And I was like, holy shit, if this guy could be that mean, this is going to be somebody that you got to look at in the future. He's 16-0, really good fighter, very good striking, But what really, I know it sounds morbid, but when somebody could be that mean in the UFC, he's looking at any way possible to win the fight. And there's a lot of, like, you were talking about Frank Mir before, and whatnot. Like, I mean, what he did to Nogueira, he busted his arm because Nogueira didn't tap. But there's a lot of fighters that will kind of let go before the break happens. But that Tetsuro's execution of that move was so nasty that the only result that can happen is a broken kneecap.
I don't even understand how he did that. Like, he
Yeah,
has
it's a
like a
move.
body triangle on him, and then he
Yep.
falls down.
And he
fucking weird.
Yeah, so it's a move that I've seen in the past. But like when you do those kind of moves, it's basically like really like if you're in a situation where your life is on the line or something is on the street, that's a move that you want to do because you're gonna fuck the guy up. You're gonna break one or both kneecaps once the drop happens. Because do you see how he kind of shifts himself to an angle? So when that happens, the human body is gonna collapse, but it collapses under under all that weight. But with the angle, it's a broken kneecap, and it was nasty, man. And I gotta listen, man. Tatsura brought out the samurai sword, and he cut him away. Nasty fighter, but somebody to watch out for in the future. This guy might be something. And I feel for Alex Perez. I mean, he had his family there, and you don't want to see a move, happen like that. But you can see, Dave. I'm not looking at the footage because I don't have it in front of me, but I'm sure you're looking at it right now, and it's nasty. And you can see the knee, how it kind of buckles out.
Oh, it's because the way he fell.
But it's the
He's
move.
got like a body triangle, and it's like trapping one leg, but the other leg, as he falls, he kind of bends. He falls back on his own, like
yes,
it's
a move that you
butt,
execute.
but the knee is underneath him. The knee is bent under him, and it just popped his
nasty.
knee. Yeah, I see what went on there.
He's nasty to Tsuro because he knew exactly what was going to happen if that move.
I don't know if
could
he
pull
knew
it off,
exactly how.
Of course he does. It's a move that's done often, man. In karate or kung fu and things like that, they use this move from the back. Where unlike Brazilian jiu-jitsu, where they'll go in the back and they'll start taking a hold of the neck. That's their first point is getting that neck. Where these guys do is that they use the leverage to cut the knees, to cut the legs, and it works. As you can see, what happened there.
Jeez, that was nasty. Yeah, very nasty finish there for Tatsuro Taira.
It's a kill move.
Okay, let's get to the fights this weekend. Robert Whittaker taking on Ikram Aliskerov. No Khamzat. Ikram steps in instead.
I'm more excited about
Russia.
This,
what?
Yep.
What are you saying to me?
This
I've
Ikram,
had
man,
it with
is something.
Khamzat. Khamzat's always sick. I know he has a win over Ikram, but fuck Khamzat, man. He's always sick. He always has something, man. Ikram right now is a more fun fighter to watch, man. And I'm going to go with Ikram. I'm going to go with Ikram causing a surprise and beating Whittaker. I could see it happening. The guy was training for a fight last week. It's this week now. It's just a week difference, and this guy's a solid fighter, so long arms. He's gonna be able to strike with Whittaker. Whittaker's a good striker, but I think Ikram's gonna have a little bit of a reach advantage, and he's gonna be connecting also. So this should be a very good fight, man. I got Ikram getting his biggest win in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Ikram's coming off some impressive victories. The knockout of Phil Haas, the knockout of Worley Alves. Like, he's finishing the last three opponents in the first round. He is legit.
Listen, his only loss was 5 years ago when he lost to Khamzat. He lost by a KO in the first round. Other than that, man, this guy's record is 15-1. He is dominant. And when you look at his overall who he is, I mean, this guy, he's a combat sambo world champion. He's training under the Khabib team. He was training with Khabib's dad. Mm-hmm. The guy has like everything you can imagine. His straight punching is so good, man. He can knock you out with that. The guy is just a physical like specimen. He is dangerous at all levels. That's why I'm kind of excited to see him more over at Khamzat because we don't know much about him. And I agree with Freddie. I mean, this guy is something that will be something in the future. And not to take away from Whittaker. Whittaker has been everything that we wanted in a champion. But when you look at him, man, look, When he fought Darren Till, wasn't his greatest performance. When he fought Jared Cannonier, wasn't his greatest performance. When he fought Paulo Costa, yeah, he outclassed Paulo Costa. But there were times where I was like, Jesus, it's a little bit hard. But he's gone 5-2 since, he lost to Israel in 2019. I like Whitaker. That guy is a black belt in everything, as they say, and it's true. The guy has everything you want, from freestyle, like wrestling, to like amazing striking. And he's only 2 years older than Ikram. But the thing with Ikram, he comes from that Dagestanian mentality, and he is dangerous. So this is a fight. I'm going with Freddie. I'm going with Ikram to take the upset.
Yeah, I'm going to make it unanimous. I think Ikram takes the fight too.
And usually when we go all three, we win. Our record is pretty solid for all three picks, man.
He is the plus 130 underdog going into the fight as well. Ikram Aliskerov plus 130, Robert Whitaker minus 150. Yeah, I think Ikram, he's got the momentum on his side. I think this is a tough fight for Whitaker, a tough fight for Ikram, but I think it's a winnable fight. I think this is going to be the big coming out party for Ikram Aliskerov, and people are going to start talking about him as a potential title challenger right after this fight. He's got all the tools. I think he might be able to finish Whitaker, too. I think Aliskerov is maybe a little bit more durable than Whitaker at this point in the game. I think he's got a little bit, he's got fewer miles on the body, less octagon time, less, wear and tear. I'm going with Ikram. Ikram time, especially in Saudi Arabia, too. It's a favorable condition for these guys. Ikram Aliskerov, Robert Whitaker. Main card, by the way, because it's in Saudi Arabia, 3 p.m. Eastern time on ABC. So you'll be able to watch this main card on ABC, free TV, this Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock, which is pretty good. Why is it on in the afternoon?
Barbecue time.
Is there a big sporting event going on at night on Saturday? Like, what are they doing?
But I mean, it's in
not really, man. It's the time zone.
It's in Abu Dhabi,
Saudi Arabia, Riyadh.
So I mean, it's the time zones.
Yeah, but usually when they do that, they do it on purpose because they're trying to avoid like a nighttime sporting event or something.
Listen, man, it works out well, Dave, because when I always say this, every time they have a 3 o'clock fight, it works out for North America, it works out for Europe, the fighting fans like Wally and everybody else, Tony and all that, Tony Mack, out in England, in Ireland and the UK. I mean, they could watch it at a normal time and have like a real party, a UFC party.
Yeah,
this is great, man. I love these 3 o'clock afternoon fights. I think it's fantastic, and I wish they would do more of them because this is when the whole world can really get together and watch it, man. Because when we're watching fights here in Canada or the US, I mean, while Tony is in the morning trying to watch a fight, it's terrible, dude. It's not great.
I agree. Okay, let's take a look at the what? You're killing me.
I said, listen up, Dana. Listen to what we're saying, man. It's your buddy.
The rest of this card is actually pretty good. This is not one of those fight nights where the undercard sucks. This is actually very good. No. Sergey Pavlovich taking on Alexander Volkov. I don't know if you guys have seen Pavlovich lately, but he looks huge.
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
Yeah. He's
like extra jacked. Like, it's crazy.
He's looking for revenge, man.
Hold on. I think I can maybe show you. He looks bananas big. He looks like Brock Lesnar. It's crazy. He's beaten Volkov, by the way. He's doing it. He's going to smash him up.
You have a picture?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Jesus. Fedor, man, 2.0.
Holy shit.
What the fuck?
Fedor never looked like this. What are you talking about?
No.
Look at this guy.
No.
Look at this guy. He's bigger than ever, man. Dude.
Kind of looks like Brock Lesnar, man.
Bruh. This guy's big. He's winning.
Jesus.
Sergey,
listen, man, he was
smash. Sergey
I think he's a winning streak.
Minus 230, the favorite too, Sergey.
I'm not crazy about the odd, though. I think he's winning. I'm going to pick him to win, but I'm not putting him on my parlay because I feel Volkov still has a chance, man. Volkov is a good striker, man. He moves well. I could see him out pointing away the decision. But I'm going to go with Pavlovich.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
You know, look,
Okay.
and you can take a 3-fight winning streak. That Pavlovich,
Man, AJ, you're glitching out again, man. How come your shit doesn't work?
There
Huh?
might be a storm in Montreal, but what I'm trying to get at is the guy was on a 6-fight winning streak. He got KO'd by Tom Aspinall. Is it?
No, it's bad. I can't really hear you. Yeah, well, what AJ's trying to say is he was beating a lot of people, and he was on a win streak, and then he ran into Aspinall, and things didn't go so well. But other than that, I think things are going well for Pavlovich at heavyweight, and we all think he beats Volkov, who is tough. You know, that's not an easy fight by any stretch. Daniel Rodriguez, 37 years of age, taking on the 32-year-old Kelvin Gastelum. Rodriguez coming off 2 losses in a row. Last loss to Ian Machado Gary, and Gastelum coming off a loss back in December to Sean Brady by submission. This is an interesting fight here. Gastelum minus 240, the favorite. I think Gastelum probably pulls it off, but at minus 240, I really wouldn't bet on him.
Yeah, I always stay away from Gastelum being too much of a big favorite because I feel he's a very talented fighter, but sometimes, you know, you get a bad version of Gastelum that shows up. So he should win. I'm staying away from him on my parlay.
Yep. AJ, who you got, Gastelum or Rodriguez?
Man, I'm gonna stay. This is weird, but Gastelum, you're right. I want to go with him.
Keep it simple,
It gets
AJ.
tough.
We don't hear you.
For
Yeah. Cool.
damn. Okay, let me just go with.
Yeah, guess.
Gastelum. Holy shit. All right, let's just ignore AJ from now on. I mean, I don't know. Can't do much with him.
I got my parlay, Dave.
Yeah.
My parlay is Ikram Aliskarov. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for Volkan Ozdemir because
Okay.
I think Johnny Walker. Oh man, I like Johnny Walker sometimes, but he always shows up. He doesn't show up in big fights, and I'm gonna go with Ozdemir showing up and beating Johnny Walker. So Ozdemir and Ikram is my parlay.
Man, I'm
Okay.
gonna go with
Okay.
Johnny Walker, man.
Yeah, okay, that's fine, AJ. We'll get your parlay in a second. I'm getting Fred's parlay right now. It's a 2-fight parlay. It's Ikram Aliskarov, and it is Volkan Ozdemir. 20 gets you... What is that? 87 over at bet99.com. There you go. Go to bet99.ringsidereport.net. Sign up with our promo code. So there's the Team Fred parlay for this weekend. AJ, you want to try and give me a parlay, or is your internet really shitty? And
No, it seems to be like everything is like pumping out like
Okay. So give me your parlay.
Johnny Walker on steroids.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not,
gonna
though,
go
because your
with,
video is completely frozen.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Is
AJ's
it?
not moving.
Mother.
Yeah. I hear
No,
him.
I know the team is working. I'm gonna go with Ikram for the win here. Like we said earlier, I'm gonna go with Sergey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sergey. I'm gonna go with Kevin Gastelum over Rodriguez on this fight, and then I'm gonna go with Magomedov, who's fighting on this card as well. Let's not forget
Sharaputin
him.
Magomedov, minus 650 the favorite
Sharaputin.
over Antonio Trocoli. Okay.
Yeah, man.
And Johnny Walker.
Don't mess with the Dagestanians.
Right?
And Johnny, man.
Okay. So there's
Little
a Team
Johnny.
AJ parlay. I think we have it. We don't really have AJ, but we have his parlay, so that's probably for the best.
Look at that. Look how good I look over there. I'm like so intense.
You look weird. I don't know why you're frozen. What happened? Sergey Pavlovich, Johnny Walker, Ikram Aliskarov, Kelvin Gastelum, and Sharaputin Magomedov. 20 gets you 205.96 at bet99.com. Oh, my goodness. What a payout. What a parlay. That's a Team AJ parlay for this weekend. And let me give you mine. I'm going to keep it pretty simple, I think. Let me just take a picture of AJ's parlay so we know that we have it. And AJ can't lie about his picks next week when he claims that everything won when everything has lost. Let's keep Dave's parlay this week simple. I gave you a 2-fight parlay that won last weekend, and I'm going to give you a 3-fight parlay to hopefully keep the magic going. It is going to be a 3-fight parlay for UFC Saudi Arabia. Sergey Pavlovich minus 230, Ikram Aliskerov plus 130, and Nasrat Hakparas to beat Jared Gordon minus 240. 20 gets you 93.50 over at bet99.com. A 3-fight parlay from Team Dave. Nasrat, Ikram, and Sergey Pavlovich. I think we've done it, Fred. Is AJ back or gone? What do you think? I think he's gone.
He's still frozen.
Yeah, he's still frozen, and he never came back. His audio's not there either. It's weird that AJ just disappeared at the end of the show. I wonder what happened. I guess we'll never know. That's okay.
Tune in next week.
Yeah, tune in next week to see if AJ has unfrozen himself. We'll see if AJ has thawed. I'll be back tomorrow with Johnny North to talk about pro wrestling. There's always pro wrestling to talk about. The Wyatt family or the Wyatt Six came out on Raw and murdered a bunch of people. I'm pretty sure Chad Gable died. They murdered people on Raw.
Caught.
Huh?
I almost got caught because I opened Facebook probably Tuesday morning, and I see Chad Gable dead on one of those wrestling pages. And for a second, I thought oh my God, Chad Gable's dead. But then I scroll down and I see the reaction is the most popular reaction is the laugh emoji. And I'm like, okay, well, there's no way he's dead. And people are laughing. So it must have been a work.
Yeah. They the Wyatt, there was some sort of Wyatt family comeback thing, and they killed Chad Gable, and I think other people were murdered as well by the family. It was all right. I didn't hate it. We'll talk about it tomorrow night with Johnny. AJ's internet totally died apparently. Holy shit. Why? How? What is happening in AJ world? There's other stuff happening in pro wrestling. Seth Rollins came back. He's going to wrestle Damian Priest for the title at Money in the Bank. Drew McIntyre quit WWE, apparently. Not really, just on the show. It wasn't real. And, other stuff. AEW's got a pay-per-view this weekend? No, next weekend. Forbidden Doors next weekend, which will be fun. So we'll talk about AEW. We'll talk about WWE and all the things in the pro wrestling world tomorrow night on Wrestling Uncensored, right after WWE SmackDown, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. SmackDown in Chicago tomorrow night. And you know who's going to be on the show? CM Punk. Come on. That's going to be good. We're going to see the Punker tomorrow, and hopefully he announces that he's cleared for competition and he's medically able to wrestle, and maybe he'll wrestle at Money in the Bank in Toronto. Wouldn't that be fun? Hey, Antoinette, I'm sure you'll be excited about that. If CM Punk makes his big comeback in Toronto at Money in the Bank, that would be very cool. Very cool indeed to see the Punker back in the WWE Money in the Bank on July 6th. It's just a couple of weeks away. So a lot of pro wrestling to talk about tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Wrestling Uncensored with Johnny North right here on the Ringside Report Network. Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word. Please share this episode on whichever social media platform you use. Add a comment below and consider reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringsidereport.net. Hope to see you again next time, and have a